Have you ever wondered how many of us on this planet are actually millionaires? At the moment, we have a total global population of over 8 billion people. And if I told you that 46% of the world's wealth is controlled by all the millionaires of the world, what percentage of those 8 billion people do you think control this large amount of the world's wealth? 5%, 10%, 20%. All of those would be wrong, as less than 1% of the global population are millionaires. But yet, they control 46% of the world's wealth. And this totals to around 56 million people who are currently living with a net worth of $1 million or more. Which means, for every 100 people you walk by on the street, one of them would have been a millionaire. Except, that is extremely unlikely. Because unless you're already a millionaire or have a net worth of high six figures, it's unlikely you're spending your time in the same places or areas that millionaires would go to. And maybe this can explain why we instinctively have an obsession with the lives of influencers, celebrities, and the new generation of millionaires. We're now at a time where not only can you access these millionaires, you can see all their successes, luxuries, and glamorous lives in an instant. Just head over to the Discover page on Instagram, and most of the creators shown are people who have hundreds of thousands of followers, along with millions of dollars in the bank. Never before could we compare ourselves to the 1% at a scale we can today. And it's no surprise that the more and more exposure we have to this elite group of people, the desire to achieve the same thing and amass the same amount of wealth has increased sharply over the past 10 to 15 years. And this has created an opportunity for the new generation of money-making gurus to swoop in and help you achieve your financial dreams and join the 1% club. Iman Gadzhi, Sebastian Gheorghiu, Belmar, Jordan Welch, Hamza, and many similar creators have all recently risen to great heights in the world of making money online and self-improvement. But was their success and sudden rise to the top a coincidence? No, not at all.
Possibly make. Why the fuck? You take two people, one believes in ghosts.
Was he a challenge or a bit of an easy opponent?
You don't remember Andrew Tate. If your girl leaves you.
This man has taken the world by storm over the past 2 years. And no matter where you look online, you would have seen his content at some point. And through his domination of the social media space, he had created a cult-like following of a majority male audience who aspired to be men of power and purpose, just as Andrew portrays himself. And due to the viral phenomenon of Andrew Tate and his strong beliefs and messages on social media, this created a snowball effect that consumed a large percentage of young males and engaged this audience into new ideas about masculinity, self-improvement, and becoming rich. Now during this time, the surge of interest for these topics was mostly covered by the content Andrew was posting online and through his education website, The Hustlers University. But what do you think happens to this new large audience of young males when the man they look up to is effectively cancelled and wiped from most social media sites overnight? Do they all of a sudden go back to their old beliefs and desires of living a normal life? Of course not. They are now on a journey of self-improvement and pathway to successes they have always dreamt of. And this is where the opportunity to captivate this new large audience and fill the role of Andrew Tate opens up. And who do you think stepped up to take his place? Well, based on how the last 6 to 9 months have gone, we can get an idea of which faces took this role and ran with it. Iman Gadzhi is without a doubt one of the fastest growing creators from this period of Tate's downfall. His channel, days before Tate was removed from social media, was at around 450,000 subscribers, and now he has well over 2 million subscribers. The growth of his channel had begun to pick up during the rise of Tate and his viral content, and then skyrocket just weeks after the fall of Andrew Tate. Another creator who coincidentally achieved the same level of growth within this period was Sebastian Gheorghiu. His channel also shows a steady uptrend during the rise of Tate and his content. And then again, we see the explosion of growth during the time of Tate's downfall, taking Sebastian to well over 800,000 subscribers. And of course there are other creators within the same space as Iman and Sebastian who also would have benefited from the downfall of Tate due to this surge of a large audience seeking new mentors and content. But not many others saw the exponential growth like Iman and Sebastian did during this period. And this is because they executed on their strategies extremely well and positioned themselves at the front, ready to accommodate the type of content this new audience was seeking. And if you have ever watched any of Andrew Tate's content, you would know that he portrays himself on camera to be this extremely successful, wealthy, and attractive man who ticks every box of what a man should be in life. Essentially the pinnacle of a male figure. And the way he really hooks people in, especially young males, is by calling the average person things like brokies and wagies.
They didn't want brokies in the room, brokies around me, brokies coming up to the assistant. Excuse me, how much is this? You're broke! Shush! We need the wages. Wages are wages anyway. Someone has to cook the fries, dumbass.
And he uses these phrases and explanations as a way to make you feel bad that you're not yet a millionaire, or that you don't drive a supercar, own a luxury watch, or attract the most beautiful women. And this is a similar strategy that Iman and Sebastian have now switched over to in the past year.
If you're a guy in your 20s and you don't have a Lamborghini, you should actually sit down and have like a serious discussion with yourself as to why you don't have a Lambo.
With the majority of their videos now starting with a backstory of how they came from nothing. And they play into this well, by enticing you into the video and trying to relate to those in a position that want to escape the normal life and achieve the millionaire status. Then to keep the audience hooked, they use moments in the video to remind people of how successful they are by flaunting their large collection of watches, or how they drive a certain type of luxury car, and their extravagant lifestyle of being a young millionaire, which creates the same effect that Andrew Tate used to attract a large following of people who wanted all these far-reaching possessions and experiences. And the type of content they now post, as compared to just a few years ago, is very different. Iman previously posted videos explaining social media marketing and how to build an agency, along with day-in-the-life vlogs and Q&As. But now, his content is filled with titles such as "This is how you get rich in your 20s," 7 money tips for teenagers to make $1 million, and 17 life lessons for teenagers. And you might now begin to see how this shift in content has attracted a whole new audience of young males who were once seeking the same information from Andrew Tate. Now, Sebastian, on the other hand, was very much well-founded in the dropshipping and Facebook ad space, with most of his videos being on these topics. But after a long break between October 2020 to July of 2021, Sebastian came back to YouTube, but his content no longer had anything to do with dropshipping. Instead, he focused more on NFTs and social media marketing agency videos. Then not long after, he gradually started to drop these topics and adopt the "How I Became a Millionaire" style videos as well. And comparing Iman with Sebastian's channel, you can definitely see why Iman was able to captivate and attract more of this audience to his videos. His titles are far more bold and targeted towards this demographic of young males who aspire to become rich and successful. He would also fly out other YouTubers and podcasters via business class flights. Also, he could spread his exposure across multiple other channels and push his name even further.
He flew me out to London to meet him and show us exactly how he did it.
This motherfucker calls me and be like, "Oh yeah, look, we'll fly you out to business class."
Now, I don't doubt the stories they tell and the material possessions they claim to own. But have you ever wondered how they actually make the majority of their money? Or how they became the successful millionaires they are today? Well, it's partly because of you. If you have spent any time consuming their videos on YouTube, you have contributed to their success and the money they made on your attention. Or if you have ever spent a single dollar on their educational courses, you have also contributed to their wealth. And you may have even subscribed to Agency Flow, a software company owned by Iman, which again furthers his net worth and success. Now, one question I want you to ask yourself. If you were already a millionaire who was making tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars running a business that you claim to have extensive knowledge of, why wouldn't you double down and spend more of your time scaling it? Why would you instead pick up a camera, create a YouTube channel, and begin posting videos showing people your business and how successful you are? And then begin to lure people into your educational products and software subscriptions, where these people will now be competing against your own business? Well, the answer is simple. Iman and Sebastian do this because they see that there's more money to be made by pumping out content and selling products and services to large audiences than they do with their own businesses. Because if the social media marketing agency run by Iman or Sebastian's dropshipping stores were making them more than YouTube, why would they still be doing it and exposing their own business practices? And this is how Iman and Sebastian now make the bulk of their money, through the sales of their courses, services, and affiliates. Because if you were to take away their audience and YouTube channels, do you really think they would be making millions of dollars from these same things if they had no audience to sell to? It's extremely unlikely. Now, To discredit Iman and Sebastian completely for what they have built for themselves would be wrong. Looking back over the course of the past few years and the videos they have posted, they have documented so much of their entrepreneurial journey. And sure, they may have been selling a course alongside their videos during this time as well, but the amount of value they were providing from their videos would have helped so many people without needing to spend a single dollar. And as long as those who paid for the course gained value and learned something new from it, I don't see how this can be seen in a bad light. At the end of the day, these two individuals are entrepreneurs who have seen a gap in the market, an opportunity to push their content, services and products to an audience who may have never heard of them had they not made the switch in their content. You can't hate them for playing the game well and making money. As long as they provide value, whether it's free or paid, and you walk away with more knowledge or a different perspective than you did before, they're just doing as every other creator does.